friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way, from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
First you both go out your way and the vibe is feeling strong. And what's small turn to a friendship turn to a bond. And that bond will never be broken, the love will never get lost. And when brotherhood come first, then the line will never be crossed. Established it on our own when that line had to be drawn. And that line is what we reach, so remember me when I'm gone.
Friend.
Okay. Malcolm Jamal Warner uplifted a generation in the role of Theo Huxtable. Before be like Mike, every young Black male child in the mid-1980s wanted to be like Malcolm Jamal Warner. Being Theo is a slam poetry tribute and book reviews. So zoom into the room so we can get started. At this time, BAF members, please welcome our slam poet, Desi Saan, to pay tribute.
How are you? My name is Desi Saan. I am here to present my poetry today. And how are you? How are you doing today? And I'm here to present my poetry today and talk about this beautiful man who was here on this earth with us recently, and what his words of wisdom empowered us to do. Would you like me to start? Okay. To a strong Indigenous man, will you allow me to be here for you? Will you become vulnerable with me and allow yourself to truly let in peace and happiness? Allowing me to penetrate through those thick walls that block the way up to your soft, sensitive side that opens your true self to me. Will you allow me to bring you peace when you are in need of a great listener to lean on, or to be a cheerleader when you need a boost of confidence? Will you allow me to be the one you can find in every way? Will you allow me to be truly, will you allow me to truly be your best friend, especially when you feel like you spend too much time in your head? Will you allow yourself to trust me with no limits, knowing I will always have your back inside, but also know I'm gonna tell you about yourself honestly? Will you allow to truly be me? Will you allow me to truly be me with you, loving, giving, and touching and feeling with no limitations other than the boundaries we set for self respectfully? I don't know how to help you when I'm limited on the ways I can, because I'm not allowed to based on your past traumas and reoccurring experiences. Let's stop feeling alone in this world where we as people have to already fight outside of ourselves.
Snap, snap, snaps, everybody. Snap, snap, snaps. All right, BAF members, let's do the snap here. That was absolutely amazing. Thank you, Desi Saan. Now, for those of you who don't know, it's the 999 is the day of this taping. And 999 is the portal in which there's just the 9th month, the 9th day, and 2025, it's up to the number 9. So it's 999. So what you have to do during that time is to bring closure to everything that's troubling you in your life at this particular time. And then discard it and bring, so you can make way for the new life that you are embarking on, okay? So it's very important that you do that. Now, as a numerologist and number runner, Reverend Sharpton calls me the number runner. And I said, yes, that's Dr. Reverend Alex Sharpton. For those who don't know, I was director of arts and culture for the National Action Network in New York City for over 16 years. And so I do embrace where I came from, but I also, as a numerologist on KISS FM in New York City, I was able to guide a lot of celebrities into a way of life coaching that they needed to have happen. Now, but that, like I said, the number 9, get rid of what doesn't serve you, and we'll be able to move forward with that. But ironically, Malcolm Jamal Warner was also a 9, and he never saw his 55th birthday, which was August 18th. He was a Leo, and 1 + 8 is what? 9. And he never saw that. So basically, sometimes that happens. Even Hulk Hogan died in a snake year, in a 9 year. So, and that's how it happens, because 2025, if you notice, a lot of people are making their transitions in the 2025 year. And it's a reason for that, because some things have to be cleared, and they have to move forward and go to their next elevation in life when they're through their transition. So knowing that, balance was the key, because he was also born the year of the dog. The year of the dog is equivalent to the sign of Libra. And so Malcolm was throughout trying to find balance in his lifetime. So he was definitely looking for love, and he sang, his poetry was about love and just embracing the love. So we definitely want to talk about that. But one of the things that, but his personal life and his television life was like night and day. So, but basically, we're going to show the clip night and day, so we can get into the fact that he was a fun person to be around when I met him on the set of The Cosby Show, doing a whole internship as a comedy writer brought to New York by Reverend Jesse Jackson. And that's how I got my start as a comedy writer on Saturday Night Live. So without further ado, Michael Jamal Warner and the cast of The Cosby Show in Night and Day. You know, the nighttime, baby, is the right time to be with the one you love. I had a great time. I was actually on the set while that was happening. So, and I remember little Keisha not getting her moves, but it was so cute anyway. So here we go. Are we ready to plug it in? It was such a wonderful moment in my life as a young writer. Okay, we ready? And roll
here, and we're going to perform for you. We figure after 49 years of marriage,
and this happened to be the anniversary of the grandparents, Clarice Taylor, who I knew very well.
Okay, now,
born on the 20th of September. Her birthday was coming up too. There they go. There's Malcolm. Everybody in the audience can sing Night and Day. Y'all can sing Night and Day. Come on, VAF members. Night and day. Come on. You can do it. Night and day. There you go. All those watching the Zoom in and do this, y'all. Swing like Keisha. We have fun at the VAF. You're so precious. It's just so surreal to me to watch this, because I was sitting right on the 3rd row watching this at the Cosby Show when it was happening. And the people, I tell y'all, they went wild. I had never seen anything like it. It was something. And we knew it was a classic then. But nobody knew it was going to be the Cosby Show. Nobody knew it was going to be so great. Here comes Bill. Oh, wow. Making me emotional. I think I was like 24 when I did this, when I was blessed enough to be a part of it. Let's give them a big round of applause for the Cosby and Malcolm. Yeah, so like I said, well, ironically, the song Night and Day, Malcolm wanted to be with the one he loved. And he had a few love experiences. His first love was a young actress by the name of Michelle Thomas, and he loved her. She was actually Urkel's girlfriend on Family Matters, but she was definitely involved with Malcolm when she appeared on the Cosby Show, and they met and they fell in love because Malcolm was all about love, okay, and he wanted love desperately, and they became an item. But tragically, she developed a cancer, and she passed away, and this devastated Malcolm, obviously, because he was seeking love. So then, of course, his second romantic link, as they call it, was a young girl who was on a television show by the name of 227. And do those numbers. What is 2 plus 2? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm born 7-11 for those who don't know. I'm a master number 11. And master number 11s bring the vision. I envision this whole concept. So we bring ideas to the world. And we've lived many lifetimes, and our job is to help other numbers realize their vision. So I came here to the BAF to work with the Black Achievement Fund in order to help them realize what you're seeing right now, their BAF Solutions Network. So as a master number 11, I'm excited about the whole type of thing. But his second love was, like I said, her name is Regina King. And Regina King, I think they kind of got together because she's actually born on the 15th, and she shares the same birthday as Martin Luther King, okay? And then 1 and 5 is 6, which is ruled by Venus, the planet Venus, which is also dealing with love and is also dealing with Libra. And so they both were perfectly matched because he was the year of the dog, which is Libra. She was born on the 15th. 1 and 5 is 6, which was dealing with family. And, you know, the tragic thing about what happened recently to Regina King is that her son was suffering from mental illnesses, and he committed suicide. So definitely that shook her up. But her and Malcolm had long gone separated. And I think they got together. A lot of times in the entertainment industry, celebrities come together because they have common interests. And sometimes it's not easy to work or date regular people who are not in the entertainment industry because they see this facade and they see this fame and they don't really see the person. So basically, sometimes celebrities come together because they have like situations. And that's what happened to Malcolm and Regina King. And of course, the third, and he found love, and that was with his wife and his daughter, and she was the love of his life, and he was able to spread love and do all that type of stuff. So at this time, we're going to bring in a gentleman who numbers kind of calculate, and not kind of calculate, really calculate and adds up, because as those, like I said, no, if you just tuned in, you're watching the BAF Solutions Network. I'm numerologist A. Gregory Harris, aka Arnold Pinnix, and my specialty is relationship matchups. So if you're looking to get hooked up with somebody, give me a holler here at the Chemic Club, and I'll make sure that you get the right match. I've gotten over 7 couples married, and to this day, they're still together. So there is something to this science. So ironically, the gentleman who is the vice president of the Chemic Club happens to be the soulmate to Malcolm Jamal Warner. Can you believe it? And Malcolm was born, like I said, August 18th, number 9, and the building at the Chemic Club adds up to the number 9. So this is completion all day long right here at the Chemic Club. So we're going to take this time to introduce the soulmate to Malcolm Jamal Warner, because he is going to help us read between the lines of his poetry, because it's very important that we decipher and code the messages that were given to by Malcolm with his poetry, because there's a lot of conspiracy theories going around about his sudden demise. But without further ado, please welcome to Being Theo, Julian Gordon.
Hey, great day, everybody. My name is Julian Gordon from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm so glad you all could be here at the BAF Solutions Network.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear too, Julian. Julian, as I said, you met me, and I'm sort of like a mystic type of person, giving you this information. And can you identify with some of the things I'm saying about love and spreading love and wanting love in your life?
Yeah, of course, of course. I've always been in a loving family, so it's been a real big support system in my life to know that my family is always there for me. So love has definitely been a big part of my life growing up in church and playing the drums and realizing the importance of music and spreading love is very important to me. And I've also been able to realize as an adult the importance of it, because you can have love or hate, but we don't want to live in the lower frequencies.
You know, you
and the hate
touched on something
frequencies.
about love, your passion for what you do. As tell us about your company, Drums and Drones. You said you mentioned that's something you love, correct? That's
Yeah,
something
of
that you love
course.
immensely. Tell us about how did you become the gain such passion for what you do?
Of course. I've been
Doing this
mm,
since you were a child, or maybe?
right. I've been playing the drums my whole life. So my mom had a drum in her closet, and it definitely brings out the childlike spirit and the love that I've been able to be able to have a drum set in our house. And I feel music deprived when I don't make music.
Well, you know, I said before it was like Linus and his blanket on from the Peanuts characters. That you definitely everywhere he travels, BAF members, he travels with his drums. The drum is not too far behind, even if it's in the car. We even got a set of drums here at the VAF. So, as
Yep.
far as relationships, Julian, what type of love are you looking for? I know Malcolm was spreading love and looking for love. What is the idea? All right, listen up, BAF ladies, because he's the Zodiac lover. I selected him to be the Zodiac lover, and he's going to be whining and dying until he find the right love of his life. And that's what we want. It's not The Bachelor, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, of course. I've been able to find comfort in the balance. So enjoying meeting people where we can just flow and it's not a whole bunch of pressure for each one of us to live our most abundant lifestyle. So I enjoy traveling and I enjoy going out to places, if it's just going to a park and being out in nature. And I enjoy just having fun. I like eating, I like good food. So food is always a good comfort thing, and just
Okay.
having holistic health with each other, and just looking at all the aspects of how we can work together and create a happy, healthy, wealthy lifestyle.
Okay, now Julian, I'm going to do some on WBLS. I was doing something called a hookup with Dougie Fresh, right? So I would hook people up on Friday night, and then they could pray about it on Sunday. Okay, so this is what we're going to be doing with you. We have the beautiful Desi Saan. Desi Saan, you're here, and Desi Saan, we did your lucky numbers, and everyone, if you really want to understand how to get your lucky numbers, the lucky number is the first day of the month, the day of your birthday breakdown. Say, for example, 7. If you were born in the 7th month, or whatever month you were born in, the 2nd month, your first letter and the last letter of your birthday, 1983. Okay, so that number is 3. So it's 73, which adds up to the number what? 1, correct? That's your lucky number. I just gave you a free gift. So if you want to play the lucky numbers, your lucky number is the first letter in your birthday and the last letter in your birthday breakdown. Okay, so Desi Saan is born on the 1st. I did Julian's breakdown, and Julian's breakdown, his lucky number is 1. So I could say that Desi Saan is definitely lucky for Mr. Julian, and that's how we found his lucky number. And as he has had this happen to him unknowingly, and now we know that this is how you find your lucky numbers, and that's the first step in putting together a wonderful relationship between if there's an interest. I say go for it, because definitely definitely it's a match on that level spiritually. Okay.
So what would her lucky number be? So yours is 2 February and then 94. So
24. So she's a 6, which is Venus. Isn't she a goddess? Look at that. She's a goddess and beautiful melanated queen, and that's what I'm happy to showcase especially on the BAF Solutions Network. We come in all colors and shades, but it's also great to see a beautiful melanated queen here on this show today.
So is it reciprocal? Like, is it reciprocating?
She's a 6. She's adaptable. Yes,
my lucky number is 1.
Her lucky number is 6. So that means
6. My life path is 8.
Oh, your life path 8. That means you're going to bring prosperity to everyone you meet. Okay, so didn't I tell you that yesterday was an 8 day? And so anytime the number, so you should always live in a 8 address. Most millionaires and billionaires live in the number 8 address. All right. Now I live in an 11 address, and it's always drama and emotion. I'm a life path 11, so that means I'm very emotional. I was almost getting teary-eyed watching the night and day clip. So what I have to guard against as a master number 11 is not to be so emotional and control my emotions. Because I tell you, some of the people who did Columbine, they were life path 11s. Okay, so emotion is not good for men, because men act, they react. And so most of the time in my life, throughout my life, I learned not to react. Like we had a situation yesterday, and I did everything I could not to react to that situation. And I just said, I'm sorry, I apologize, because we were on a time constraint. I come from a background, everybody, that live television, it has to be done in a certain way. And I know it's a slower pace here in Atlanta and Georgia. I know it's a slower pace, but that's what this workshop is about, making sure 1 or 100, we doing this thing on time and everything, but at the same time. 6 is very compatible with a 4. 2, 4, 6. He's born on the 22nd, so it doesn't compute up to 4. It computes up to 22. Okay, he's a master 22. Like even though I'm a master 11, I don't compute to 2. If he vibrates in his number 4, then he hangs around, then he'll be delayed in his success and not be able to move forward. So what I do as a Destiny 33-6, and he's a Destiny 33-6, is that I help 4 people who are leery of life and fear of different things come out of their 4 and go into their master and help build. So he's a master builder. So I just want you to realize that. And like, of course, Malcolm Jamal Warner, being born on the 18th, was a 9, and 9 people are very adaptable. Like for this building, the Chemic Club, all BAF members, everybody should be welcome to come here, because the address welcomes everybody. It welcomes everybody, because the 9 is adaptable to everybody. The 9 wants to learn from every soul. Okay, and that's what's happening. So, when you, like I said, when you are trying to get something done, this is a very serious year. But also 9 is ruled by the planet Mars, and Mars is Aries. So they just impulsive. So people can come very impulsive. So everyone, our BAF members, everyone under the sound of my voice listening to this podcast should be very careful with your temper this year, for the remainder of the year. Don't let anybody take you there, because it's affecting everybody. It's affecting everybody. Even if you're a calm person, somebody does comes in front of you in the even driving your car, then what's going to happen? They're going to say, "What you doing?" Okay. Road rage is at an all-time high this year in 2025. I mean, I've experienced it riding with certain people I was named nameless. I've experienced it. I said, wow, this 2025 is really, really working. So like I said, we know this is a love match. We know this is a love match right here on the Being Theo, and then launches our Spread the Love campaign. But the Zodiac Lover is for the world. He's just not for one woman. He's for the world, okay? So he's going to be setting up cruises. You're going to be setting up, he has a travel thing going on. He's going to be setting up cruises for each month, for each birthday. So if you like a birthday coming up, we can all get together and throw some type of party here at the Chemic Club if you're here, and he can host it. And each month we're going to start doing birthday parties with the Zodiac Lover, okay? For all of our members. Because you got to acknowledge our membership. And that's what we want to do. And I needed a host, and I got the perfect one, a Master 22. He's very personable. He gets along with everybody. And he's Malcolm Jamal incarnated. Okay, so Malcolm, I know you're listening. We're up there, so we're gonna make sure that your torch is carried on, and we're gonna spread love, just as you were trying to do. Now, as I said before, we're gonna go into the last segment of this podcast is that Malcolm encoded messages in his poetry. So, Julian, why don't you come over here and key up? We're gonna see Malcolm in action, and he's gonna show us what he was all about love and how he felt about the Black woman and about the women in general. And so we're gonna put Malcolm up, and then we're gonna analyze his poetry and find out what he was saying. But it's gonna be pretty easy if you listen very carefully, BAA members. Are you ready? Okay, so
I love my woman.
You can right out with it.
I love my woman because she excites me. She excites me like the charge a child gets from an ice cream cone. She excites me like a youngster who so yearns to be grown. She excites me. Am I too old to sometimes simply lose control? Because I just want to drop to my knees and plead with her to abuse my soul. She makes me want to cry just to see if the tears come. And I envision her tongue tasting each drop one by one. I want her to tie me up and torture me with kisses. Because this is the first time I want to get as good as I give. I want to convulse. I want to shudder. I want to scream out her name and do all the things a man's not supposed to do to keep his cool. She makes me want to get high and meditate so I can prolong the spiritual and mental state I'm in when I'm in her. Presence. Pleasantries abound when I imagine worshiping her womb. Because in full bloom, she gives me life. I want her beneath me. I want her behind me. I want to feel her breath in my ear to remind me to inhale her full sexuality. Because the reality of this bliss is this road may not be mine forever. So I do whatever I can do to get through to her and let her know that I am enjoying her time immensely. I'm Malcolm Jamal Warner. Thank you.
Clap. Okay. All right. Now, so get back in the hot seat, Julian. Okay, so your thought?
Yeah, that was pretty deep. You know, that was first initial reaction. It was real deep. You know, he started out. I really like his presence and his confidence. I love my woman.
Yeah, you sound just like him too. Okay.
So good. I enjoyed the descriptive messages that he was giving. It was, you know, it wasn't too raunchy, but it was also just about love. You know, it was just being there for people and actually caring for that person deeply, you know, more than just surface.
I know it's very important to show, and I think this is what women want. Is this correct, my sister? You want your man to feel like that?
Being vulnerable, to be transparent about satisfactions and wants and desires, so that both parties can accommodate.
Okay.
Love how you say that because he was in her essence and her presence,
that
it made me grow as a man. With just I want to be with this woman because she makes me feel good or anything of that nature. It was more so this woman is so divine to me that I want to grow. I want to heal. I want to be my best version of myself at all times when I'm with her, around her, away from her. And I thought that's beautiful.
So he was in search his whole life to find the love of his life, and sounds like he found it. Correct?
Yeah, sounds like he found it.
He
just
found
wants
it.
to invite it every day, every chance. So you know that life is short. That's something that he said in the poem. It's like, I want to enjoy this very moment because life is short.
He said that too.
Yeah.
So that was an encoded message. Maybe he knew something we didn't know. Okay.
Maybe. Or maybe he
not.
wanted to appreciate not having attachments of this world and just appreciate the moments.
That's right. And moment to moment, because we're living where? In the present. Always live in the present. Because, you know, we shouldn't have time to think about what's happening tomorrow. We don't know. Tomorrow is always the present. Now, what you do daily determines what you become. Okay, so a lot of people say, "Well, I'm living for now. I'm just living now, and just do all types of heinous stuff." But there are consequences for your actions. Okay, but like I say, you cannot be afraid of living in the past. You can't be afraid of the future. You have to live in the present. Live in the present moment. The analyzation of so basically, I think, and I know that what he's saying, the message he's saying in this poem is about love, correct? And loving your significant other. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. And anything other thoughts about what this was in the poem? What he was trying to get across to people was to find love. Find love and appreciate.
But for him to find that though, he had to find himself.
And he found himself when he found love.
Yes.
Okay.
Because even though he talked about her and what she did for him he still talked about himself and his growth.
And that's how
being the best version of himself and knowing and recognizing what it is.
Right. And so no, so really no one can make you happy, right? Yes. But if you find happiness within yourself, then the happiness will come to you. Can we go with that? Can we go with that? Because people think another person is going to make them happy. No. You make yourself happy. And then that happiness will exude from you, and the happiness you request or require comes to you. Wow. Beautiful words. Well, any closing thoughts before we have our last tribute from our Zodiac lover? If you want to tell them how they can reach you and how they can plan their birthday party here at the Kimmy Club. You know we gotta be selling something, y'all. You know you gotta pay the bills up in y'all. So that's television.
And of course, you should go to baf.solutions. That's the first place to get started. You can reserve the club. It's just $40 an hour. And you can go to drumsanddrones.com as well. So I have a program, Drums, Drones, and Dreams, to bring together our music and video production, environmental justice, and entrepreneurship. And of course, traveling is amongst my dreams and playing the drums in space. So I would love for you all to give me a shout. My Instagram is KingJu16, KINGJU16. So I'm on Instagram. You can also share your info on Black Achievement Fund's Instagram, just Black Achievement Fund. So it'd be good for you all to come on, meet me at the Kimmy Club. I'll be here. Meet me at the club. It's going down.
It's going down, the Zodiac lover. And of course, one thing I want everyone to know is that you can also become a part of this studio audience here at the Kimmy Club. We're here from 11 to 2, and we're taping live from 1 to 2. And then we'll have a little mixer before the taping. So we definitely want to thank all of our studio audience members who are here today. And as we develop and move this forward, so definitely we want Desi Saan. She's gonna take us out of here with one of her poems and a tribute, because she is our muse, our love goddess right here, and she will help us spread the love with the Spread the Love campaign, because this is what Malcolm wanted. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Desi Saan with her taking her closing poem that she's going to be giving us. And in the meantime, please, being like Theo is all about being a person that gives love. Okay? Yes. And that's what being like Theo is about. Being like Theo is about being a person of love, because love, as we heard throughout the years, it can answer all our problems. You can solve all our problems too if you just live a life of love and not let people stress you out. And especially in this 9 year, we got a few more months left before the new year. So hang on, people, hang on. Hold on to your thoughts, and don't let anybody take you there. All right, you ready, Desi Saan? Okay.
Yes. So this is more of a passage in a poem, and this one is called "I Am Ready for Expansion." Okay, I'm gonna start with I am growing. Ooh. I think I should start as a giver. As a giver. Yeah. As a giver, I often give more of myself to others than what is needed. I catch myself in a cycle of overthinking, overdoing, overloving. People loving people rather they deserve it or not. I see people as who they are at their best, no matter what moments they may display, and continue to give to them, believing I'm truly helping them. In reality, I'm continuously hurting myself by taking the focus away from what self wants and needs to please those who may or may not want to receive me. In order to truly expand and be well prepared for my expansion, I must release and truly focus on what self needs and want for self. I must love myself unconditionally as I do with others. I must give myself time and space to grow. Truly get to know who I am every day. This is not selfishness, but a part of becoming. If it becomes selfish when I don't allow others the same respect or force myself. I'm sorry, the words are so small. I'll force myself ideas and situations or acts of giving onto them. As of today, I am no longer in my masculine energy, but my divine feminine energy. I am embracing my divine feminine energy. I am becoming a receiver and only a giver when called upon or truly desired to. I am understanding self-care, self-love, self-motivation, and I'm opening my divine feminine, sensual and sexual energy and embracing the woman I am and the woman I am becoming. I am free to be my defined self, and it is time to continue to walk in that light. As of today, I release all things that do not serve my purpose. I release all hate and hurt emotions. I release all traumas and traumatic experiences they have brought into my vessel, mind, body, and soul. I ask God in the universe to heal my mental, physical, and spiritual wounds. For in order for me to receive the greatness that lies ahead of me, I must truly surrender all of myself and what I know to God in the universe to allow the divine creator to work their magic within me. I know I have been preparing for this moment for a long time coming, waiting for me to no longer be blinded by my own ignorance. Now that I'm awakened and aware, the change must take place. I am not afraid of the unknown. I embrace the unknown and all its possibilities. I can truly say as of today, I am ready for expansion, greater than I ever have imagined. I am grateful. I am at peace. It is not selfish to have self-love. Selflessness is when you love yourself to the point of selfishness is when you love any point to the point where you're hurting others. Self-respect is when you love yourself enough not to let others hurt you. But be firm in the boundaries you set and find the people willing to give back to you and love as love and free as you want to be refilled, the Phoenix. So I wrote this in a space and a time where as a giver, I had to learn that just because you're a giver, you can overly give, and that's not a good thing. But as a giver, in order to give to others, you have to set boundaries with self. So I had to teach myself if I was ready to expand in my life and where I was in life, I had to give myself the same things I was giving other people because I was taking away from myself to give to other people and not understanding that. So that's why when it goes back to his poem, in order for him to get to the space where he knew that his woman and he needed his woman, he had to get to a space within himself to understand what that looks like and what those boundaries may be in order to truly expand into that type of love.
Well, that's wonderful. Snap, snap, snaps for you, Desi Saan. And like I said, well, that's our time being Theo. And hand me that book, Desi Saan. And of course, we're going to be talking about fatherhood with Bill Cosby and how the impact that he had on Malcolm. And we're going to deal with that a little bit on our next Being Like Theo. See you next time. You know what?